It's Thursday, and you know what that means. It is IndyCar night on iRacing. That's about the most exciting that I can get about this race for tonight. It is going to be one of those races that we might want to forget, or we may never, ever forget. We'll just see how that runs as we are getting ready to line up and go racing here. This is week 4, round 4 of season 2 of the 2025 IndyCar Oval Series. Tuesday night top split coming to you from NASHVILLE Superspeedway. Qualifications just complete. Opening statements from the guys in the booth. LGN, I'll lead off with you. And then also joining us again is our, he's our pinch hitter, but he is joining us for 2 weeks in a row. And yes, he is one of the current points leaders in the Indy Open Series, Nick Sudik. So we're going to give him all the credit in the world. But real quick, LGN, opening thoughts here because we got a starting lineup that we need to get in.
I hope it's gonna be easy going for everyone because like we hear from 2 weeks ago and all cancel all the league we follow, it's getting hard. So I hope it's gonna be easy for us and easy for the people in the track.
Nick?
Oh yeah. What's up? Hey, no,
Hey.
So, it's going to be hard to pass. Like, Nashville and these cars with this aero configuration, always very, very hard to pass. But tire wear can be an issue, especially in that mid-pack. So anticipate a lot of really, really close battles as we might hit potentially a couple restarts. People know they got to go, so anticipate a lot of action right off the bat because the longer the run goes, the harder it is with the way that the tires wear out. And your dirty air games will play a big factor into who will be your podium tonight.
Well, let's get into the starting lineup. And on the front row with the best shot of the night, we got Tanner Richards. He is on the pole with the 207.9. Right next to him is your teammate there, Nick Hamilton, up front with the 207.9 as well. Then we got Pinero and Clindy on row 2, also in the 200 and 207 range. And then back in row 3, the current points leader, Mitch and Quilla. They're back and also with 207 mile per hour laps. And the final car in at 207 is back on row 4, Trey Shadid. Then Josh Ward starts the run of 206 in the 206 bracket, excuse me. Then we got Miguel and Ponto back in row 5. Collins and Hayward, this excitement in the lineup with us tonight. Back in row 6, Castro and Wetz in row 7. Estrada, the boss, and newcomer in row 8. Mitchum and Fraporti back in row 9. Mitchum getting shouted out in chat. Spots and Romanzini on row 10. Sousa and Edwards back on 11. And Taylor and Gali back on row 12. 24 cars getting ready to take the green flag for the night.
Yeah, a lot of heavy hitters, just like Amir of last week. A lot of heavy hitters in the back, but it is much more difficult, like we said in the pre-race, to move up. Look for Taylor to make moves early. Look for that pairing of Castro and Wetz in the mid-pack to really capitalize on what they just fell short of last week. Can they get revenge? We'll find out soon.
Weather conditions before we go. 78 degrees ambient, 81 on the track temp. Track temp is not very hot. That might lead to some better racing. We'll see. Green flag in the air. Here we go at Nashville Superspeedway.
And Tanner jumping it immediately, knows he's got to go. He's got two dangerous people behind him, Hamilton and Adriano Pinheiro right behind him.
Yeah, they have about a window of maybe 5 laps. And here comes Hamilton on the high side, which does work early in the run, but he's not going to make it work and actually allows Tanner to pull out a little bit more for the lead.
It's a little harder to do that out of 3 and 4 here. You can kind of build a run a little bit if the rubber is kind of built up right out of 2. You kind of start to build your run. But if you don't have that run, yeah, just like you see he's falling back already, you just got to kind of sit back, relax, and wait for a mistake and just kind of baby your tires.
The only bit of racing going on in the pack. Watching Antonio Estrada and Miss Excitement. Olivia Hayward, this is for 13th and 14th. Mason Mitchum getting into this battle as well. A little bit further up, we saw Dave Mitchell and Trey Shadid get into a battle, and that's got settled out. That is for 6th and 7th. although Guilherme Miguel is underneath Trace at the tri-oval, and he might get him into one. This is still the period when these tires are the best. And after that, we're going to get into single file rather quickly. Trace going to try to get him back.
Miguel did not even do a slide job there. Great move. Right underneath. That was fantastic. Take advantage of those nice new tires.
And Josh Ward got really close to the rear attenuator there of Trace. They're side by side off a 2. And again, you're talking about it. Oh, a Brazilian clear right in front of Jacob Collins.
He's getting fed dirty air as well, too. He was not anticipating Trace pushing up. It's a good battle we got brewing here mid-pack.
Two established winners. Oh, yeah, getting tight over there. Racing out, and then a regular top split performer, and Jacob Collins. Jacob's not too far away from a win on one of these ovals. You typically see him in the road to Indy and those official races. He does very well over there. Meanwhile, up front, Tanner Richards pulls out to 0.4 of a second lead over Hamilton. Pinero third, Clindy fourth, Quilla fifth. Really, the top five I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. Really, the top five have kind of pulled away, Nick.
Yeah, that's what I was going to actually get into, Gary. It seems like that they're all playing nice, and they are to an extent. I honestly think they're all just holding back, just trying to gap. If you do break the draft here, it might be a smaller speedway, but it's speedway racing nonetheless. You break that draft in these cars, you are golden to the tune of probably 2-3 of a second a lap.
This is the key number right here. I just circled it. If that gets to about 1.5 or more, then Miguel loses the draft to Quilla. And then that first group becomes a group on its own, and the sixth on back becomes its own group as well. But if he could keep it within a second and a half, Miguel's going to get the benefit of the draft down the straights, but the non-benefit of the dirty air through the corners.
So I like to, whenever I'm racing one of these races, I kind of like to view them in like 3 different phases. You have the start, the initial start, that initial 4 or 5 lap rush. And then you really want to start working with each other, because if you're not going to be able to pass, at least without pit strategy, then you got to make moves to clear yourself in case somebody tries the undercut behind you. So I think that's what these guys up in the top 5 are trying to do. They're trying to escape. They are so close to doing so.
Mitch, not a good start for our points leader. And real quick, here are the points. We'll bring those up on the screen. Boop, there they are. 705. Is that right? No, actually, I don't know if that's right or not. I'm showing Pinero as a points leader. Clindy in second. Pizarro in third. Quilla in fourth. But Mitch was an early season points leader. He's down a little bit further in the order. No, that is not the right points, Gary. Let's get the right points on here, shall we? Let's do this. This is on-the-fly production. There we go. There it is. I knew Dave Mitchell was our points leader. And there he is with the points lead over Clindy and then Quilla. Then we got Lichtenberg in fourth, Josh Ward fifth, Shadid in sixth, Pinero seventh, Alan Morera, and eighth, Matt Taylor ninth, Tony Pizarro in 10th. So Dave Mitchell, our points leader, falling back in traffic a little bit, as now he goes back another spot as Jacob Collins gets around him. So Mitchell struggling at the moment. Meanwhile, up front, Richards pulls out to now a half-second lead over Hamilton. Hamilton gets it back within 4/10 as they get it.
Oh, incident on the main straight. Mitchum.
Mason Mitchum.
Taylor.
Andre Castro also.
Luz Andre Castro. That's why the incident on turn 4.
Watch, Castro in the right on the exit of the corner. And poor Mason Mitchum, he had no place to go. He was on the outside. The luckiest man there might be Antonio Estrada. Chris Wett's doing a little bit of landscaping too in the Honda. But he is, if he went down the pit road, that might have been dangerous for him. So he stays in the grass, also back going through the grass there. I'm trying to find all the cars. Who is the pink car?
Chris Wett went to the grass and came back.
Oh, and he came back and then spun out again. I think the pink car might be, nope, it's, I thought it was maybe Matthew Ponto. We have to go through the field here, find it real quick to find the pink car.
Michael Newcomer should be
Okay, Michael Newcomer, there he goes. He had to take evasive action. He's in the Victoria's Secret sponsored car. Don't we all wish? He goes down to the grass. Go ahead.
Oh no, I was just gonna say about Wetz. That was a really good job. I know, like, he was trying to get back up with Castro there, but great job avoiding that. He's gonna have to go down and take tires quickly, but got a lot of takers on pit road. Speaking of which, as well, people might be trying. We were talking about this pre-race. It is technically possible to do 68. It's going to be really tough, and those tires are going to be screaming.
That is at the extreme edge of an extreme fuel save right there.
Well, Taylor looks like he's going for it. He's got nothing to lose back there. A couple others as well. And
then we're already at 69 to go here. Yeah, let's go back and reset the field. But spots Taylor, Olivia Hayward, Logan Edwards, and Wetz, and Mason Mitchum, although I think Mitchum is getting repairs on pit road right now. He's still showing a meatball. They all stopped here. So that might be your extreme save strategy if we go green to the end. All these leaders are still going to have to stop, from Tanner that we see on our screen right here all the way back to Bruno. And, well, I think we got some people that just did the numbers and are like, hey, we better pit now. And Bruno's one of them.
Yeah, and also Estrada, Newcomer, Romancini, Sosa also too. Hey, now in pits.
This is not a bad strategy. We still have another lap or two under caution. And if they're going to do a max save and they could save a little bit more under this caution, they could do it. They could do it.
A little surprised some of that group that went in, Taylor, Spots, Hayward, Edwards, why they didn't come down the top as well, because they would have been able to gain at least a few spots, even back on the people that pitted, because they just literally had to top up like a half a liter, like a quarter of a gallon, like barely any fuel use. So they want the track position. They think they can do it. We'll see here.
This is a 1.33 mile D-shaped concrete oval. We're doing 85 laps today, just over 113 miles in the race. No fast repairs, 3 sets of tires. Some cars have already got into their sets. So they're going to have 1 left on pit road. 45 miles per hour pit road speed limit. Green flag in the air here at lap 19, back underway. So now we have this lead group that's just going to race it out, while we have another group behind them, well down in the order, starting at 14th spot.
Contact! Oh, bad net code, right for Trace she did, unfortunately.
Ooh,
at the bad end of that.
Yeah.
Now that's really going to help those guys on that fuel save strategy.
Oh, man.
And this is Miguel. He is trying to defend to the inside on Josh Ward. And don't give a lot of room, you get a lot of net code, and that's exactly what happens. And Miguel, unfortunately, out for the day.
That looked like Trace's car. My apologies to the Trace she did fans out there.
They do look alike.
Very similar paints at a distance. So, yeah, Trace is still here, but unfortunately, Miguel having again another really impressive run. Unfortunately, netcode claims another victim.
Are you okay, Lewis?
Yes, I am okay. I am in three different things to do. So yeah, one of these break time, and the other one is yeah.
So let's just show you what Lewis is doing. He's watching this race. He's also watching his favorite soccer team in Chile play right now, and also
and the score,
the Maple Leafs are playing too. Is that right?
Yeah, the Maple Leafs is in break. My team score 1-on-1, 6 minutes, and we are in yellow here in Nashville.
And coming off pit road, so another group coming down that are going to be on this alternate strategy: Pinero, Clindy, Quilla, Jacob Collins. So all of Rogue Racing has decided to buy in to this fuel save strategy. Every single one of them. And Mitchell down there, Ponto on pit road. There's Ponto. Logan Edwards also.
I'm gonna say it is a disadvantage for Richard to wait too much, because we already have a Taylor with 4 laps, Piñeiro with 0 laps. He already came. So I hope it's not gonna be a green flag spin now, because it's gonna be disadvantage for him.
So Newcomer and Sousa come down pit road one more time. Now we're starting to get into the discussion or thoughts here that now maybe they can go as long as these guys that just stopped.
You know what we've seen with Piñeiro and ERN, when he is one of the experts to save fuel, and he can save fuel a lot. So who knows? It can be a 64, or maybe just don't go more to the pit and just survive with the tires he have.
Youssef Galley on pit road to make his, I guess, scheduled stop now. He's in that Graham Rahal Mobile 1 livery that we just saw for Rahal Letterman Racing. Love that livery. He's sporting it here tonight. He just came down pit road, so maybe possibly his final stop is complete. Interesting. Now, if we go green, which we have seen here in these races before here at Nashville, the cars, it's hard to pass, especially when the run gets into the later stages, more along the stages of lap 10, 11, 12. It starts lengthening out, becomes single file. Cars start gapping each other by about a tenth between each position or more. When you're not in close proximity of other cars, that's when the cautions don't occur. So we'll see. Do we go green to the end? Green flag at lap 22. Leaders are going to go full burn, Nick, and there's going to be a whole other group of drivers that are going to try to lean this out and make that stop they just had as their only stop of the day.
Yeah, we got multiple strategies playing out here. You got a little tortoise in the hare kind of situation unfolding here. I still think, in terms of the ultimate top 3 podium here, I still think these people out front have it in the bag. The only way is if we do go green. That's going to make for a very, very interesting chase. Once we get down to, I'd say about 20 to go, 25 to go, people will start to bail out if they feel like they just can't make it up enough distance here. And then it really gets interesting.
And Tanner Richards goes purple that time by 2:02.8 for his lap. And yeah, especially at the distance you might be able to go with the tank of fuel, you're asking an awful lot of the tires.
Yeah, these tires, they don't wear out a lot, especially when the temperatures are as cool as we have right now here, relative to a hot summer day or anything like that. But you're still putting a lot of heat in them very quickly, because you're loading up, especially when you start to use that weight tracker effectively, which is what I think happened with Castro, trying to navigate that dirty air.
Oh, look at that sun.
You can really mismanage your resources.
We're riding with the mailman, Adriano Fraporti, and watch the sun through 3 and 4. Now keep in mind, this camera position is about 6 inches above his head, so he's a little bit lower in the cockpit. This might not bother him, but watch that. Oh, that is a glare.
It's like I'm playing Counter-Strike, a little flashbang there for a second.
That's one of Lewis's games. He's a big first-person shooter player.
If you're a race car driver, chances are you're a big old nerd. Or you're a nerd and you don't realize it. Maybe not with video games, but, planes, firearms, what have you. You like something really well typically. You got a lot of other passions besides racing.
For Porty, Mailman's going to send it on Shadid on the inside, and he gets the spot. Move for Porty. Whoa, wait a minute, not yet. As he might have used up all of his momentum as he slid up the racetrack, making that pass in 3 and 4. And he's going to stay on the bottom. We're going to go side by side off the corner. Trace still has a slight edge. We'll see how it works out in 3 and 4. For Porty sends it on top. Does the Mailman deliver? The Mailman delivers.
Yeah, beautifully played there by Porty. Just kind of using his time, being patient, finding a way. Again, dirty air. It's a little dirty, for lack of a better term, to kind of throw it at your opponent. But if that's all you got really to work with at a place like this, I mean, it's fair game as long as you're not chopping off somebody's nose.
But let me explain what we're talking about here. Dirty air. So a picture, and we're going to use a telestrator here. Picture this as in the water, right? You're in boats, and as Porty's car cuts the wake in front, there's like smoother sailing if he follows right up where the wake has been pushed out of the way. And that is the draft. That is a low pressure point there. And that allows him to get faster and suck right back up to his car if he can get there. That's the positive side. The downside is that wake is also very dirty air. And so it's not getting to those front wing planes, and it's not getting to the tunnels on the side of the car and underneath the car, the diffusers. And so he's not getting as much downforce as he normally would with clean air. So Trace is trying to search for a slightly better, different line, not a better line, but a different line, which is going to allow for clean air on the front and for clean air to get through the diffusers and the tunnels of his car to give him good downforce.
I love the telestrator, by the way, Gary. That is a great addition.
You know what is more hard? To explain your mom what does it mean that? Because she asked me one day, what does it mean that? And I tried to explain it with fork and knife in my table. And she's like, oh, okay, makes sense. But it took me a lot.
See, my mom was a school teacher, so she would have loved that explanation because it involved science, it involved math, and then, of course, it's a public speaking skill. She would have loved all of that stuff.
Mm.
I'm kind of looking at the lap times here to just kind of look at it a little analytically here. We got the leaders running about 0.4 on average a lap faster, at least the top 3, than that fuel save group. If they gap to where we anticipate them pitting around, I'd say probably another like 20-25 laps, they're going to get about 8 to 10 seconds. They'll also be able to claw that back with another 20-25 laps left in the race compared to the group that's still fuel
and with fresh tires and light tanks. Yes,
and with fresh tires, light tanks, so it might be better. We're going to have the race come together if it goes green at the end, if they pit at the right time under green.
Well, that was a really interesting thing last week at Gateway. There were like 4 different strategies going on at one point, and they all met up right at the end. Do we see that again tonight here at Nashville Superspeedway?
Oh, I don't know. It's made this race a lot more interesting than we thought it was going to be to start. That's for sure. Fuel safe races are always.
I'm sorry, didn't mean to cut you off. Olivia Hayward and Ty Quilla. Olivia was the meat of the Rogue Racing sandwich there, and Miss Excitement definitely had an exciting moment as Ty got a run on her and almost gave her the chrome horn and the attenuator, but not this time. No contact, no harm, no foul, but each one of them had to roll out of the accelerator and take a couple breaths of air. Quilla moves up to 12th now. I
want to give Olivia a shout out too. She's definitely been more of a road racer just with her past experience. A lot of I think F4 Esports, British F4 Esports, and various other ventures with the IndyCar. But she's really come alive learning ovals this season, especially. So shout out to her for being able to hang in the mid pack here at the stop split.
Here's Dave Mitchell on the attack. Mitch underneath. Olivia gets the position. Now Jacob Collins lines her up. The Indy Racing League and the IndyCar Series raced here from 2001 to 2008. And then again, it's a bit of a surprise. They returned as Jacob Collins goes underneath here. Olivia Hayward getting the position. Yes, there he goes. Slides on up there in the corner exit at the Tri-Oval. The IndyCar Series return here, and it was sure a heck of a lot better than going to that awful street course race that they used to run in downtown Nashville. But it became the final race of the 2024 NTT IndyCar season. Will be the final race of the 2025 NTT IndyCar season. Track record is held by Helio Castro Neves, and we are all faster than that in qualifying. His track, car sideways off the corner, and that is Wets into the grass.
Loose, very loose.
He needs to ask for sponsorship from like True Green or something, and doing a lot of landscaping work today, more than he really wants to.
Yeah, respect for Wets, though, keeping it clean, obviously, but keeping it off the racing surface as he's waiting for those tires to cool down, which I'm sure they're going to be screaming the next 2 laps here.
Helio Castro Neves has the real track record still to this day. Will that get broken this year? I don't know. Of course, we will. In the real world, they run with a different aero package here, more along the lines of what we ran with last week at Gateway. The big front wings on the back and the big rear wing on the back. That's typically what they would run here for real. But track record is a 2:04.5. As you saw, we were well past the 2:04.5. So in the virtual sense, pretty much everybody at the front of the field set a new track record. The career wins leaders here at Nashville are watching Richards right now. It's Buddy Lazier, Alex Barron, if you remember him. He got a win here. Late Jill DeFerrin, Tony Kanaan, Dario Franchitti, and Colton Herta. Of course, Colton won last year in the 2024 NTT IndyCar season. They each have 1 win. Scott Dixon is the king of Nashville with 3 wins from 2006 to 2008. Another interesting stat, all winners, including Colton from last year, all started in the top 10. So starting in track position is everything in the real world as it is here in the sim world. So do we see all those that started in the top 10 or holding top 10 positions right now? Is that we're going to be that they finished today at? Or is it going to be those on that alternate fuel save strategy? Stick around and find out. Make sure to smash that like button. Subscribe to the channel if you have done so already.
We are in for a barn burner of a run to the finish here. Kind of the calm before the storm. Once you see that first person hit pit lane, all hell's going to break loose here, I think. Very, very, very excited to see how this plays out.
Taylor, Romanzini, Pinero. And Brian Spots. This is a battle for 6th, 7th, 8th, and 9th all together on the racetrack. And one of those is one of those that actually all of these drivers are on that alternate strategy, by the way. The top 5 on the prime strategy, which is not pitting yet. And Akabuizi getting the lead because Tanner Richards says, this is my stop. Lap 51 coming to 52. And that's what happens when you're up front with the clean air. You don't have anyone to draft off of. You're going to get the least mileage. He's coming to pit road first, so that would make sense. He's the first to blink.
Yeah, a little surprised. I figured they would have been out. Tanner would have waited a little bit longer, but he must have seen something on the data. He must have seen his pace starting to slip where he's like, no, I got to take these fresh boots now. I got to deal with this later tank now for a net gain compared to everybody else. But I'm sure Hamilton and company are going to stay out for at least 4 or 5 more laps.
Well, does maybe Trey shortstop it? Does he, because he still has a little bit more fuel in the tank than everyone else? Maybe, guessing, I don't know. and that's less of a fill for him to get to the end?
Possibly. Definitely possible. He could take advantage of that, but honestly, I don't see how a short fill would help you when you're really trying to A, keep contact, and B, you still want to have enough space to use those fresh tires without dirty air. It's a balancing game. It's a game of chess. It's a game of gap management, and it's really interesting how each of these cars is kind of handling it pretty well.
It's getting dark in the track.
Tanner Richards, new tires, light tank, 203, purple lap, 203 flat. That's what he wants to do right there. Now, when you pit here under green, you're going to go a lap down. He is currently showing a lap down. But he is making hay when it really needs to happen for him. He needs to put down some blistering laps, and he goes again, 204 flat.
So it takes about 2 or 3 laps for these tires to come up, so he's hitting prime time for these tires the next 3-4 laps from now. For reference, if you're in the seconds bracket, he's going 3/4 of a second faster than that lead group. He's going almost a full second faster than the fuel savers.
So let me get the increments back on the range. We were showing time for last lap turn. We get the increments now here, but there you see a Kabowizi still out there. He has gone really long, 57 laps, and he's in lap traffic right now. Oh, side by side in front of him.
Oh, if this stays green, man, I think Tanner. I'm gonna. Ooh. That's close.
Well, Hamilton with a little bit of a just a kiss.
Yeah.
Josh Ward in pits now.
Josh Ward, pit road, scheduled stop to get to the end here for the reigning votive champion for one more race.
Well, this is the tell right here. This is going to see did Tanner's shorter stint pay off. Is that undercut really going to pay dividends here, or has he just kind of fried his tires a little bit more than he should have with heavier fuel load?
Well, he goes by Josh on the racetrack.
I think Piñero is the race of Piñero because they have a 39. Brian Spott with 45 or 43, I think it's 43 laps. He came in, and interesting for Piñero's strategy he have now. He's saved it. He's coming behind Romancini, and he don't want to attack nobody. I just stay over there.
Luis, I gotta ask you, when you're in a race, way back, way back when we used to run a lot together, we were talking about that earlier. Did you ever get nervous being on a fuel save strategy when you know it was gonna net you like a really solid finish? Were you worried about that not working out for you ever?
Yeah, well, especially before we don't have that map save stuff, I getting nervous every time when I try to put some fuel extra. I remember I put the less fuel and I lost one Indy 500 because I put half a lap down, half a lap less in my tank. So I always getting nervous at that time, and especially when my teammates tell me, oh, the best strategy for you is to stay longest to try to come in or wait for the yellow flag. So always it's always between Henry Bennett on the front me or stay fuel. That's the two things.
Gotcha.
When does Hamilton come down pit road? Here he does, and he gets off the banking onto the apron. Now on pit road, down to the 45 miles per hour speed limit. Also joining him on pit road is Trace Shadid. And now this turns the race over to Matt Taylor, who came in at lap 17, and he is on that alternate strategy. He is currently 48 laps into his stint. Can he go to the end?
I have to make the question for you also, Nick. Same. Do you?
Yeah, so like I would always get more nervous when I would be in the lead fuel saving. That's the like Taylor right now. He is trying to put so much concentration. He's got to hit his marks. Got to hit your tools. Got to make sure I'm in the right fuel map if I have to go down a map or two with the fuel save. Got to keep in contact with the draft. Oh, if I lost somebody contact draft, do I just lift and wait for somebody else to use their draft? Oh yeah, by the way, also I have to hit a fuel number and focus on all that at the same time.
So Josh Ward jumped. Sorry, just didn't mean to cut you off. Josh Ward jumped Hamilton through the overlap of stops. So it is Richards, Hamilton, and then Akabueezy will be third in line. Right behind him is Chris Wetz, but he's still due on pit road here any time now. He's about 49 laps into his stint. So that is not good for Hamilton if he had a hope to maybe make a run at this thing. Meanwhile, back up front, it is Taylor. Taylor's turning laps in the 24.5s. Roman Zini right behind him is running him down. Roman Zini turning laps in 23.9s. And then Pinero running laps right at 24 flat. So Matt's dialed it back a little bit.
Oh, we have a little incident. No caution, but Ty Keela has damage. A little bit, it looks like, or at least he hit the wall. But right out in turn 1 there.
Ooh. And he's racing next to a teammate, so they got to be careful. Remember, rule 1 about racing your teammate is don't wreck your teammate. Rule 2 is see rule 1. That's how important racing your teammate is. Ooh, 3 wide right behind him.
When you follow, for example, they have an incident with Mitchell on the front. He tried to follow Mitchell way, and he hit the wall very hard, actually. Whoa.
All right, Pinero around Bruno. And now Pinero starting to run down Taylor. The difference in stint length between these two, 54 to now 55 to 51. So only 4 laps between these two. We can give you stint time. Here it is.
Taylor's going slow. I think so. He started to save fuel, and Pinheiro already saved fuel to go into the end. Wow. And now that's why he can getting close to him.
I think Taylor's in emergency fuel save mode. He might be able to make it, but he's got a lift and coast. And he's going to let him by. Yep.
New leader. And he is currently, by the skin of his teeth, the points leader in the Warriors for Peace IndyCar Series right now. They have the week off this week, but they just came off a race at Long Beach. Logan Spath won that. Speaking of Logan Spath, he runs in the Formula Indy Series tomorrow night. 8:20 p.m. Eastern Time will be Championship Wednesday in the Formula Indy Series. We're going to crown a Season 7 champion. Will it be Caleb Binsey or will it be Titus Sherlock? Well, we'll find out tomorrow night. Tune in, me and Stevie Larkamp, as the IndyCars go to Road Atlanta in the Formula Indy Series. 8:20 p.m. Eastern start time. Don't miss it. Championship Wednesday, Formula Indy Series. Pinero, your leader. Matt Taylor, second. Clindy has somehow worked his way up the third very quietly and is really, if I'm looking at times, other than running through that traffic just a little bit ago, he's among the fastest cars on the racetrack. Of course, one of them was his teammate, so Estrada's probably like, okay, go ahead, go. Dave Mitchell's recovered. He's up to 5th. But Matt Taylor up 21 spots. Estrada up 11. Logan Edwards up 14. Youssef Galley up 14. Those are your big gainers for the day. Here we see Mitchell and Estrada.
This is really interesting. So Taylor and Clendy last lap 24.1 and Pinheiro 23.7. He is not saving fuel, Pinheiro.
No, he is a full burn.
24-2 Fendi, 24-3 Taylor, 23-9 Piñeiro.
8 to go. If you enjoy P1's coverage of the iRacing IndyCar Oval Series Tuesday Night Top Split and respect the stream, please do us a solid. If you're unable to donate to the broadcast, the next best thing for you to do is just support us by subscribing. And while you're at it, don't forget to smash like and click the bell to help the algorithm so you don't miss out on future P1 iRacing broadcasts. Also, you may donate to the broadcast via our GoFundMe link. It is in the description. Here comes Trace Shadid looking for track position and to get back on his lap that Pinheiro took away from him. Is Pinheiro now using Trace a little bit for mileage now?
This is getting
They have to,
really
actually, yeah.
interesting. Oh my gosh. You know, Richards is catching, but Richards is not catching enough. He is not catching. He's got to have some of these people run out of fuel, but I think at least everybody
but here's Hamilton. Hamilton's caught him. Hamilton's like, nah, I'm going now. And he came up there with Josh Ward. And while Tanner was racing Ward, I think Akabawizi got the drop on him and now move him up to 11th in this other prime group. But I think staying out maybe is going to cost these guys. 4 to go.
So look at Estrada in third position past Clendy, and Collins is coming with Mitchell on the back. So they going fast, and they gonna maybe Estrada is gonna catch. Maybe I hope, maybe not. I don't know. Who knows?
We'll find out.
Taylor soon. Yeah. But Matt Taylor is coming slow. 24-6 last time. Bye.
Pinheiro, your leader. There is Matt Taylor. We'll get you some gap information as we are now 3 to go here at Nashville Super Speedway. Clendy and his teammate, the boss, Antonio Estrada, racing side by side off the corner as they are running down Matt Taylor for battle for second. Is going to quickly be engaged here by 3 drivers as we're coming to the white flag next time by. Down the backstretch, Pinheiro, lap and a half to go.
I know. Ooh, that's close. Estrada and Clendy. And wow, Clendy sent it to Mac Taylor as going second.
And white flag in the air. And I'm listening to engine sounds out there, and there are a lot of people milking their engines. Pinheiro can maybe coast from here into 3 and 4, and he makes the fuel mileage strategy work. Your winner at Nashville Super Speedway, and then not too bad of an exciting race. It's Adriano Pinheiro. Clendy comes home second, and Estrada, the boss, comes home third for Rogue Racing on the bottom 2 steps, and Dave Mitchell recovers after a bit of a struggle in the first stint. He comes home 4th, and Jacob Collins, another one of the Rogue Racing cars, Rogue Racing in 2, 3, and 5 at the finish here, comes home 5th.
And Mac Taylor passed the line out of fuel.
He is dead stick.
Wow.
I mean, just 23rd to 6th though for Matt. That is a heck of a move though. That's the strategy play. That's what we were talking about.
Oh, Pinheiro have a lot of fuel to make it burn down. My God.
God, fuel mileage races are great. Have I said that already? God, I love fuel mileage races.
That is a very foreign concept to a lot of other racing series. When they watch IndyCar for the first time, it's like they don't really anticipate fuel being an issue. It's like, oh, that driver's slowing down. He must be having a problem. And that's, a lot of times, it's just them trying to save some fuel. But let's get into go ahead.
I was going to say that old adage about 200-mile-an-hour chess that we play on the ovals. If this is like 200-mile-an-hour three-dimensional chess.
Right. And there you see the number 1 car finishes number 1 in the race. Pinheiro gets the win. Clendy is second. Estrada, the boss, El Patron, he comes home third. Dave Mitchell 4th. Jacob Collins 5th. Taylor 6th as he dead sticks it across the line. All those on the prime strategy, led by Hamilton Akabawizi. He's in 7th. Ty Quilla 8th. Matthew Ponto 9th. Logan Edwards in 10th. There's Tanner Richards, our pole sitter. He comes home 11th. Josh Ward 12th. Beto Sousa 13th. Yusuf Gali in 14th. The mailman for Porty comes home 15th. We got Shadid, Hayward, Spots, Romanzini, and Newcomer, your top 20. Everybody on that ultimate strategy. Really, I mean, if we had maybe a couple cautions or just, maybe some other type of conditions, better racing with the wings or something, a lot of these guys maybe could have come to the front. But passing was hard, but it was not impossible. We'll talk about that here in a second. Wetz, Miguel, Castro, and Mitchum round out your 24-car field here at Nashville Superspeedway.
It was very short race in 38 minutes and 58 seconds. Mayor Piñeiro won the race. And Antonio Estrada, I'm gonna say in Spanish, el conductor del día, or driver of the day. Oh wait,
all right.
I'm gonna give it to Matt Taylor, 17. Sorry, much better to Matt Taylor because
the driver of the day.
Yeah, Matt Taylor, much better.
I try to spread the love since Antonio got on the podium here. All right. All right, let's get see who's all available for the interviews. I know Antonio is here. Here he is. We'll bring him on up. And looking at his stat line, he's the one that really found that it was a way to pass here when a lot of people were saying it's going to be follow the leader. We're going to get his secrets here as we bring him up right now into the booth. There he is. El Patron, the boss, is with us. Antonio Estrada getting P3 here tonight. It's been a while since we've had you on the podium, but good to have you back. Now, the first question is you looks like really improved 12 spots. So we were talking about this coming into the race, that this was going to be a hard race to pass at. Not so much for you, my friend.
Well, I mean, I didn't really do any passing. People just went into the pits while I saved fuel. But yeah, I mean, it was really, really fun to be able to manage the fuel save and just get with. I think I had 0.06 of a gallon when I crossed the line. So yeah, it was a little bit of an extreme one. Kind of knew that it was going to be that way, but yeah, it's good to be back here. It's been a hot minute since we last spoke. Yeah. In this capacity.
When did you make the decision to go on the alternate strategy? Then was it a late call, or if you said, if I get another caution here, the number's close, let's do it?
I mean, it was right on that first and second caution. I think it was right after. Everybody went in. I think it was lap 16 or something. And then I was like, if I get an extra lap, it might make it a little easier. So that's what I did. I went into 17, and then it turned out that everybody else went into the pits after. So I got very lucky with the timing of that second. So I wasn't the first caution. The second caution was the one that I got lucky with, because then everybody went into the pits, and I was gifted free track position, which it's super, super valuable here.
It's the gift that keeps on giving at Nashville. That's right.
it certainly is. I mean, passing is really, really rough.
Shout outs.
That was when I made the decision.
Okay. Shout outs, friends, family, sponsors, anyone who wants to say hi to making the gamble paid off big.
Yes, it sure did. So, first of all, to my wife, she's getting much better. Hi, Han. I also want to, give a huge shout out to, the entire Rogue Racing crew. I mean, we ended up, second, third, fifth, and eighth. All of us in the top 8. That's super, super cool. So, to them and, and to P1 Broadcasting, it's always great to see you guys in a different capacity. But I appreciate all you do.
And if calendar's right, if I bring it into, we will see you this weekend when we 2 o'clock on Saturday. Me, you, and
Sure will.
Ryan Skywalker at Long Beach for the IIS round 2 at 2 p.m. So we'll see you in the booth next. But congratulations on the P3. Go rest and celebrate on this one.
Sure will. See you then. Don't forget, guys, tune in on Saturday.
All
Catch you
right.
later.
We'll see you. The consummate showman, the boss. Let's get up to Clindy here. And here he is. Clindy, great racing there at the end to run down Matt Taylor, who had a pretty big fuel save ahead of him. But again, we were talking with a second ago with Antonio, who finished third. You guys kind of made that snap decision. It's like, if we go now and this thing goes green the entire way, we're going to be looking good at the end of this. And boy, did you guys look good. Other than that, Pinero just really had a little bit more pace and a little bit more open track. And that's where we kind of capitalized on allowing him to get the win.
Yeah, first and foremost, I want to apologize to Dave Mitchell. We raced him probably uncharacteristically today. We've never had a problem on the track, and I don't want to be a competitor who's seen as a bully or someone who takes advantage of others, right? Just, some aero blocking happened and we figured we'd do it back. And, I want to apologize to him and to the community if it ever feels like people team up on one another. Like, I have teammates and I have to have their back. But about the race itself, Adriano saved a ton of fuel the first 4 or 5 laps of the stint. And I thought I was going to pass him because of it. But he just used that to turn the jets on a little bit earlier and piggyback his way past Tony, past one other car. I think maybe he ran with Matt for a long time there, but the boss, because he's the boss, he saved the same amount of fuel as Matt did, and he didn't run out. So Tony is the reason why I finished this race in second place, because I was able to draft with him for 4 or 5 very critical laps. Otherwise, I would have been passed by Dave and Jacob. They were deserving to be on this podium as well. Everybody who got that strategy right and had the discipline to save and not push and not burn up your tires, we really, really, really all did it well. And Ty Keela as well, he deserved to be on the podium today. Well, I mean, at least two of the three spots on the podium deserved to be road racing cars, whether it be me, Tony, Jacob, or Ty. We absolutely killed it on the strategy. We knew what the max save number was. I think we told you it before the broadcast. And we knew that it was faster than stopping, or we could make that number faster than stopping so long as we had a little bit of draft help. And being able to come out where we did with so many quality cars in front of us and get those really big numbers at the beginning of the stint made the whole thing much easier, because I think we came out with our number looking at like a 470, like 4.7 miles per gallon. And I think after the first 5 laps, we had it down to like a 458 or like a 460. And you can make that by yourself, which is what Adriano did. And as soon as he knew he hit that number, he legged it, and he used the slipstream to leapfrog to a point where his lead was unassailable. And at that point, clean air just lets you get away with so much more with pace. Like, Adriano has walloped me with that so many times, where he'll just walk out to a lead, save more tires, have better lap time, and use less fuel. And that's just because he's simply one of the greatest to ever do it on the service. And I'm humbled to share a podium with him more often than not. And if I lose this championship to him, which I probably think I will, not that I'm giving up, I'm going to fight all 12 weeks here, try to get my first fixed chip. But, I lost points to him today, but I made up points on the points leader, Dave Mitchell. Not a lot, but some. And that's what counts, right? Every single week. So.
Yeah, I was just getting ready to ask that. It was a 4.8K was
Huge.
the strength of field today, which is a lot bigger than we thought it would be going into Nashville at a track that nobody really wants to race at, let's face it. But it's a 48.36, and you made a little ground in the championship up on Dave. Next week is, like I said, it's a wild card race, because it's going to be at the drafting version of Atlanta, so anything can happen. So this might be a good week to make up that ground, and you certainly did, albeit just a little bit. Shout outs, friends, family, sponsors, anyone who want to say hi to before we let you go?
Yeah, absolutely. First and foremost, thank you to the Vogative Racing League. We raced last night, or Sunday night, excuse me, 2 nights ago now. And Edson Santos and I are basically in a dead heat for the championship this upcoming Sunday at 8 p.m. at Indianapolis. So tune into that on P1 Broadcasting. I'm sure it will be a riot. Thank you to Segerman Farms in Mononk, Illinois, who make the best corn on the planet. If you need any agribusiness solutions, or if you need heavy septic machinery delivered to your house and anywhere in the lower 48, get in contact with me and I'll put you in contact with Craig Segerman, the owner and operator of Segerman Farms, and he will hook you up. Also, thanks to you guys at P1 Broadcasting for letting me make the track guides that I share. That I used the tools I put in the video today to race this car, plus map 5 and aggressive saving, just because I knew I needed the tires to hold on the whole stint. You can go a little more aggressive on the tools for short run pace, but I used my conservative everyday. Anyone can use these tools and get around with decent pace to come home second place in the highest split of the week. So give those a look. Like and subscribe to the channel. We're almost to 1,000 subs. I think we're at 930 or something, so only like 70 more to go.
Getting there.
And we'll be at the point where we can be monetized. And then thanks to all my friends and family who watch. I know that my mom and dad watch every week. I know that Hillary and Catherine are watching in Champaign. I know that I have some friends in Texas and friends all over celebrating tonight, and hopefully for Clendy Nation, they're very happy to see second place. And when you get beaten by Adriano, there's not a whole lot you could do about it. It's like him and Rob, right? Him, Rob, and Hamilton, and Jacob Oster, and Phil Kraus, and Adam Blocker. It's like those guys. If you can ever beat them, that is an iRacing award all in itself. So I'm haven't done it yet on stream, but or beaten all of them, right? I finished ahead of 1 or 2 of them on a podium or in a race, but I want to win one when they're in the field, and I've gotten pretty close, and I think this is the closest yet. So this and a fuel save at Kansas, I think, from a couple years ago. But I want to win one on pace, not on strategy. But I got a good brain, Gary. It's wrinkly, it's smart. I can crunch some numbers and use valor, because discretion is the best part of valor. So yeah, to some, just really great racing. I actually had a blast on the track today. You could pass in traffic, and when it became a save versus a push race, like those strategy races are awesome. And I think Tanner was, I don't know what, 3 seconds behind us at the end. So it was close.
Yeah. All right, well, congratulations. Clendy Worldwide finishes second here tonight. We'll catch you in a week, but you can catch him next on the channel. It will be 8 p.m.
Iowa.
Yeah, I guess that Iowa.
Horizon
you will see him at
night,
Horizon. That will be with Murph and Ryan Eric King, but you'll catch him next with me calling the action. Will be Sunday, which will be Championship Sunday in the Votive Racing League in their Indy Oval Series. It's winner take all versus Clendy versus Edson Santos at Indianapolis, 7:50 p.m. Eastern Time. It's about the time we'll go live. Check it out this Sunday and see if Clendy can get his second series championship in just as many weeks here. He's the reigning ISRA champion now, and looking to get his first championship in Votive. But congratulations on the night, and we'll catch you later this week at the next race.
Thanks, Gary. I'll see you then.
Clendy Worldwide. I like that. I guess I'm looking that I have a message here from LGN that normally tells me that I have a message from Adriano, and there he is. And there's his stat line. Hello, friends. Good evening. I want to congratulate Antonio and Kyle on the podium. It was my first race of the week. I was surprised to win the pole by 400s. Tanner and Hamilton did a great job, great laps of quality. The race was very tactical and strategic, very similar to last week. It's spectacular to see races with different strategies. I totally agree with that. Our series is getting more and more exciting, and I'm very happy that the victory and the bet on the strategy worked today. Have a great night, everybody. That is Adriano Pinero. There his stat line is, and he did lead 13 of 86 laps to close this thing out. And we'll get that off the screen real quick and then show you the results one more time. And final thoughts, starting with you, LGN, and then Nick. Final thoughts here. I guess it wasn't a bad race. I was kind of thinking this was going to be a kind of a, well, you know what I thought tonight was going to be, and it really wasn't that bad. And I think those strategies really helped out. It's always good to see people working it, not just using their muscles on their left and right hands and left and right feet, but that big old muscle between their ears, their brain, and brain power sometimes is better than horsepower.
Yeah, I think so. I said that. I hope this is going to be a good race in here in show also too. But it was a good race. So it really liked the strategy when Pinheiro came in exactly moment. He told me he finished in liters. He finished 1.4, means it's 0.36 gallons he finished. So he can make it one more lap and make it celebrate or whatever is that. So he saved it for a while. And then that's why he finished to win the race today in Nashville. So it was a good race. I think so. The condition on the track make all of this good for the race. And good thing we talking about the race and not for the pack we have in the car. So that's a good thing. I don't know. The race was good. I don't have nothing more to talking about. But thank God we have that race over here. So next one is Atlanta. It's the new Atlanta, so it's gonna be, I don't know, is it gonna be a hot one or cold one or well, we see every time hot
crazy one.
So, yeah, and I hope we're gonna see a lot of people that day, so it's gonna be interesting. So for me, nothing to say. See you Sunday with the Borif Glendy versus Santos championship implication championship race.
Nick.
Yeah, that was one of the best, I think, fixed races I have seen at this racetrack in a long time. It's a testament to what these cars can do, the amount of strategy that you have to deal with, and on top of obviously managing a very fragile car. I mean, you saw Ty Keela unfortunately have a little bit of a bump, and that was his pace gone right there. But yeah, definitely Adriano, consummate, absolutely just professional leader of the community. You know, learned a lot from him when I started out in leagues and in official, and I think a big testament to the community as a whole for him to shout out first and foremost his fellow podium sharers too. That goes a long way, and it really shows the kind of leadership that we have, you know, in and out, up and down. Whether you're a novice or you're a seasoned veteran here, you know, we'd love to help you out. And you know, it was good to see him actually vocalize that a lot and show by action too. And yeah, great win by him. Fantastic resource management, fantastic fuel management. He's one of the best at it. We've all seen it before, and we'll see it again.
All right. Well, I agree. I think today was a much better race than we anticipated. We really kind of anticipated a big dud, and that's not how it turned out. So that is it for tonight. Once again, your podium here from Nashville Superspeedway. Adriano Pinheiro, the points leader in the Warriors for Peace IndyCar Series, is the winner tonight over Kyle Clinworth. Glendy Worldwide comes home second, and the boss, Antonio Estrada El Patron, he'll come home in third. Join us again next week for round 5, week 5 of season 2 of 2025 of the IndyCar Oval Series Tuesday Night Top Split for a special meme race doubleheader as the teams and drivers head to the reconfigured version of Platelanta Atlanta Motor Speedway. Coverage begins around 8:15 p.m. Eastern Time. That's 8:15 p.m. Eastern, followed by an intermission where we'll have a bit of a podcast, and then we'll get into race 2. Whether that might be 9:15, 10:15, we don't know yet, but we will get into race 2 at one point after. So remember, we got Europe just went through a time change. We're in a new season still. So as always, for the correct broadcast time in your area, you can find everything right here at YouTube at youtube.com/@P1 Broadcasting. Hey, We love bringing these races to you, but they're not easy, and they require time and money to produce. Because of your generosity and donations, we've been able to bring you IndyCar Oval action nearly sponsor-free. If you share our passion for the sport of IndyCar and have enjoyed our coverage of the IndyCar Oval Series Tuesday Night Top Split, please take time to visit our GoFundMe page. The link is in the description, and donate to our 2025 broadcast fund. We do realize times are tough. We do know how much eggs are, trust me. So any contribution will be greatly appreciated. And we thank you for watching and making us a part of your Tuesday evenings each and every week. Now, as you know, the YouTube algorithm game is not an easy one, so please help support P1 with the weekly grind. Leave a comment below. Let us know you thought of tonight's race. And if you enjoyed tonight's coverage, support us by smashing like in the video. If you're new, click subscribe. And while you gotta hit the bell for weekly reminders so don't miss out on more P1's other iRacing programming, including tomorrow night, Championship Wednesday in the Formula Indy Series. That starts at 8:20, but also it is a doubleheader Wednesday. The Horizon League also will kick off at 8 p.m. So doubleheader IndyCar action right here on P1 tomorrow night. Starts at 8 p.m. Eastern time. Don't miss it. Horizon League starts at 8:20. Championship Wednesday in the Formula Indy Series at Road Atlanta. Track cams for this race are provided by Whiplash Sim Cams. Get the most out of your iRacing experience with Whiplash Sim Cams. To learn more about Whiplash, like them on Facebook or follow them on X and Instagram. All the links you need are in the description. For business inquiries and learn more about P1 and what we do, like us on Facebook. You can follow us on X and Instagram. All of our links are also available via Linktree. You can check those out in the description. So for Justin Petschauer, who is still at home, we're still thinking of your buddy, LGN, Luis Gonzalez Nunez, Nick Sudik, who we got off the bench for 2 weeks in a row. Can we get him for a third week next week? We'll see. I don't know. But everyone here at P1, I'm Gary Gatto saying to all, good night, and thanks for watching. And to all of our men and women serving in the military and as first responders, Godspeed, God bless, and come home safe. Catch us again right here next week in Atlanta for a special meme race doubleheader. And next race of the IndyCar Oval Series Tuesday Night Top Split on P1. Good night, everybody.